Alright people, welcome back to the channel. Today I will be focusing on these plastic inner fenders. From the last video I shot, you can see where I cleaned them, and this is what they look like when they're dried back. It's like a chalky gray slash black-ish kind of fender. So I'm going to wipe these things down with some rubbing alcohol compound just to get them clean, take all of the stuff that was left over from my hands or whatever. The good thing is I'm using the SEM product line, and the SEM product line has an adhesion promoter already inside the can, so I don't have to double do it with a separate adhesion promoter for plastic. I can just wipe this thing clean and then start painting. So I'm going to get at this fender and I'm going to start wiping it down and start shooting it. Give me a second. Okay, now that I've finished wiping this thing down with the rubbing alcohol, you can see just how much dirt actually came off of it. And now it is prepped, ready to be painted. And I will be using SEM Trim Black. There's the part number. Gonna shake this thing up and give it the first coat. I'm gonna give this about 3 coats, and because I'm in the sun, I'm gonna let it dry out here. Stuff is really amazing. You're gonna like the way that this thing looks. Trust me, it's gonna look like a brand new fender. And it's very durable as well. It's not something that'll just wipe off. So give me a bit and let me put the first coat on this one, and I'll get started on the second one, prepping that one to do the exact same thing. I'll be right back. And here we go. I kind of expediting this process because daylight isn't something that I'm blessed with. So I've given this thing 2 coats already. So you can see it keeps that original style finish to it. It's not shiny, it just looks like a brand new fender. And compare that to this. This is what it used to look like. And this is what it looks like now. Because this stuff keeps the original OEM appearance, and it dries super fast. Like, I could put my hand on this already and it's dry. So these came out very well. Second coat on that one, so I'm just going to pull this one off the table and pull the other one up. It's time to make this one look like that as well. Man, I really do like the look of that. Alright, stay tuned. And this is the second fender that I am going to be wiping down with alcohol. And I can't do this while holding the camera. So let me wipe this thing down and get back to you guys. Okay, now that it's wiped down, keep in mind this is paint. This isn't a miracle spray. It's not going to remove scuffs and abrasions out of it. It'll hide most of them, but anything that has been scratched in plastic will remain scratched in plastic. We're not trying to turn this into a Mona Lisa, but it's going to be a lot better for a 35-plus-year-old plastic fender. I mean, we really don't have many options in OEM stuff, so we're going to do the best that we can. We're applying some paint to this and see if we can't restore this thing to something that looks presentable, that would look pretty good inside the car. So let me get started with painting this and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. Come on now, you can't even make this stuff up. Look how nice that looks. And you might as well cut it right from here because you're not seeing anything this side back, because that's where the heater box sits. Over here is the part of the AC that sits over here. Over here is where your battery is. But that looks pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. This thing dries super fast too. Like within 10 seconds it goes from wet to dry. And I just finished doing this and I can touch it with my hand and not have anything offset on my hand. So that's 2. I'm going to continue to give this thing some more coats. As you see, it's already dried. So I'm going to continue giving this thing 2 more hits. I've already given it 2 already. 2 more would do this thing nice, so 4 coats in total. I'm giving both of these inner fenders. Then we could stick a fork in it, it's done. I gotta get onto the car, get the frame painted now that it's all cleaned. Because I got a call this morning from the body shop, not the body shop, but the mechanic shop, and they told me that the engine's ready to be picked up. So I will be getting that very shortly. So now I have to put some more effort on getting everything prepped and ready so I can put this engine back in. So let me hit this thing with a couple more coats and then show you the finished product. And there you go. This is the finished product after 4 coats. That just looks fantastic. If you can see the stupid grin on my face. My word. I'm sitting back talking with my chest right now. Very classy look. It's like a satin black OEM finish. So it would actually look like a new fender that you'd put in there, not something that you'd be hard pressed to know that it was painted. Because it won't stand out like that in the engine compartment. It'll just look super clean, like it's brand new. And there's a lot of things that already sit on these fenders, like windshield washer bottles, you know, the coolant reservoir bottle, which is now the alky bottle, AC parts that are hanging over certain parts there, and also the heater box. So there's a lot that's actually covering these. You don't see very much of this with the harness and all the rest of that crap that goes on here, but damn does that look good. Alright, enough feeling myself out here. I'm gonna wrap this one up. That's it for today. Very successful at this one. Super stoked the way that this thing turned out. Super stoked. And when you message me and you say you want the Ricketts Racing touch of approval, this is the kind of stuff that I want to do. This is the kind of work that I'm looking to do. Restoring these cars, making them look new, has nothing to do with performance related, because this car is going to be pretty much stock. Aside from a very small hydraulic roller cam, the heads are stock, compression is stock. It's just going to be a rebuilt stock engine that's going to be cleaned up to the 5th power. all of what I'm doing here is going to add so much value to this car. If he chooses to sell it, he'll be able to sell this thing for a really strong penny, because this car will look the part. Alright, let me wrap this one up. That's it for today. Alright people, welcome back. Today I'm going to start these brake lines first and foremost. I'm going to clean them up, and then I'm going to mask them off with tin foil. As you can see, I had to go and hike it from the old lady inside, so got to make some quick movements before she comes back from the grocery store to find out that I scoffed her stuff. But anyways, I'm going to start separating these lines because they're zip tied together. Clean them and then wrap them up. After I do that, then I'm going to wipe down the frame as mentioned before and get ready to start painting. I would like to get some of the painting done today. So let's get at it. Alright, well, the brake lines are all done, cleaned. I hit them with a Scotch-Brite pad. Even the fuel lines. Night and day difference. So now I'm going to tin foil it to protect them, and then get them out of the way. Probably anchor them somewhere to keep it elevated from the frame. Then give one more wipe down of the frame. Hit it with my gun, my rotor wheel, just to take off any of the residual rust that you see there. And then we're going to start painting. Back in a bit. You gotta laugh. That looks hilarious, but it actually forms so damn well. So I zip tied this thing away. I keep the calipers up so I can actually keep the lines off the frame. Now I could shoot it and not have any interference. I just got to wipe down the frame. But yeah, that works really good. Surprising. And to take this off is going to be so easy because there's no stick to it. Last time I did a car, I did it with tape, with the painter's tape, and man, was it ever a bugger to take all that stuff off. Learned my lesson. It's one of the good things with social media. When I posted it before, everyone's like, "Guy, why don't you use tinfoil, man?" Like, didn't even know that was a thing. So, this is my first time using it. Looks like a bit of a hack job, but it ain't staying. It's just there to protect the lines that I finished cleaning. Yeah, let's get to wiping this thing down and prep it for paint. Alright, well, I just wiped this side down and I shot this with 2 coats. Right now it's obviously it's wet. You can see the gloss on it. But this isn't a gloss paint. This is a satin finish. So it's gonna dull back and look like a factory type of coating, not a shiny coating that you can tell somebody painted this with. Haven't done this part yet. But let's have a look underneath. Look at how nicely that came about. Very nice. Like I said, when that dries back, it's going to look so nice. And what I use is the VHT Satin Black chassis and roll cage paint, sorry. Yeah, that came out really nice. It's all in the prep. You wipe down this surface really good and it will come out looking good. So I'm going to let that continue to dry, and I'm going to start prepping the other side over here and start hitting that with some paint. Back in a bit. Alright, now that this side is painted with a couple coats, I started this side. As you can see, but I'm not going to be able to finish this today. Reason being is this has to move, and in order for me to do this side here, I have to move everything over to here, and it's going to be resting on the frame, so this has to dry. So as I said before, it's all in the prep. You rush through a job and you'll see it. Now this side is almost dried back. Not really, but close enough. That's coming more to the finish that you would expect. The sheen will dullen down, and it would have more of just a matte black appearance. It came out very well. So I'm just going to continue putting a couple coats on this side over here and let that dry today, and then wipe down this whole area, move everything over onto the frame so I can shoot that side of it. That looks really good. Looks really good. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this one up for today. Tomorrow I'm going to show you what this thing looks like in the morning when I proceed to do the other half of this. And you're going to see what this black looks like. Alright, catch you in a bit. Alright, new day. Both sides is dry back. AC compressor is over here. I'm going to be shooting the power steering and the middle of the frame to tie this up, along with the steering linkages. So let's get at it, because it's going to rain and I am pressed for time. Look at how well this turned out. Very nice. I also got all of the steering linkages. and the steering box. Now this is all going to tone back. It's still semi-wet, so it's got a gloss to it right now, but satin doesn't shine, so this is going to tone back after a day. And the steering arm. Let's take a look under here. I was even able to shoot the bottom portion of the firewall. On both sides. Can't really see that too good, but did inside the rad support areas where the headlights are. Let's check the other side. And this area here. Steering arm, the steering linkages, so that is going to wrap it up this week. What I'm going to do after all of this dries back is now I'm going to start focusing on the firewall, both these side fenders, and then the rad support. After that, I could start focusing on the engine harness. And after the engine harness, I'm going to put back in the inner fenders. And at that point, I will have the engine back because it is ready. And then I will be putting the motor back in. Oh yeah, and that's also going to get done too. The brake booster. So that's it for today, gents. See you on the next one.